All right, looks like we live. Good afternoon. Well, it's evening. Good evening, everybody. Happy Sunday. It's your boy Ty's Worlds TV. We back in the building, guys. With Geek Low Stars, of course. So listen, guys. I normally don't do this, but if y'all haven't seen the reaction to 1179, y'all need to go check that out and then come back here. So, guys. Big reveal, big reveal, big reveal, big reveal. Emu's reveal happened, bro. Emu's look sick, bro. Sick, 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 sick. So me and Buggy were talking about going over the official because there were a lot of things that happened or were said, but we wanted more clarity on. Death from above. What is happening, my boy? Also, guys, I got the One Piece 1156 episode out right freaking now. Me and Buggy just did it. Go check that out on both channels. If you're watching this, go check it out on both channels, all right? So, guys, we ain't gonna waste no goddamn time. Let's get into this real quick. Because I thought it was pretty interesting. And I thought we could all come together on a Sunday and, talk about this and see what we can discuss with this. You know what I mean? So, guys, this is the official translation. I got it from Manga Plus. That's what we're reading on now. All right. So let's get to it. All the anime girls that's gonna fangirl over the devil himself is gonna make me sick. Oh yeah, bro, they gonna be throwing panties at Emu, bro. I'm gonna tell you that right now, bro. They gonna be throwing the wet coochie panties at Emu, bro. Gonna be. I didn't even think about that. That's gonna be insane. All right, y'all. We ain't wasting. Can you guys hear me? I hope you guys hear me. Sorry about that. Um my thing unplugged. Sorry about that. Let's keep going, guys. All right, y'all. So listen. Like I said, we got Emu's last name. It's Narona. Narona sounds very familiar to me, but I can't remember. If you guys remember, y'all let me know in these comments, okay? Let's keep going. And then we got the cover story of Ace, Otama, and Yamato. Okay. Good seeing them again. Reader request Ace and Otama and Yamato leading boar piglets on a hike down a wetlands path by Yanoma wants to travel. All right, cool. All right, y'all. We getting back with Emu, bro. We getting back. His acronym for his name is SIN, so it seems about right. You goddamn right, bro. Crazy work. Great Emu. Did I hear that right? So this is the girl. So this is the part that got me crazy too. The Gurusei is talking to Emu, and they're like, "Yo, are you sure you want to go down to the regular realm, bro? Because that ain't what you supposed to be doing out here." So it's kind of crazy. Let's keep going. Sacred Mary Joa, the Hall of Power. You don't mean go to Elbath, do you? Please don't do this. You mustn't descend to the lower realm. Okay, so we got all the Gurusei right here, except for Garland. Don't be so smug and secure. Do you think the Holy Land can remain safe forever? And it's true because they haven't really had a lot of issues in a long time. This is like one of the most dire situations that's been going on. So I can get why Garling is saying this right now. With Shamrock's return, it seems that the situation has quelled, but the lower world's plan to starve us still continues. Okay. Dignity and power will not fill our stomachs. What can we do on our own? And this is the interesting part, guys. So the revolutionaries' plan is still going, though they're still not getting food. So I think this was a revolutionary attack. I think it was the revolutionaries that had been attacking Mary Jo, and that's why Shamrock had to come. If Shamrock had to come, then I'm thinking maybe Dragon came through. Either Dragon or Sabo came through. Either one. And I hope it's Dragon, because Dragon ain't did shit for a long time, bro. And I'm getting tired of that too. But yeah, I think I think the revolutionaries are the one that attacked. I don't think it's Blackbeard anymore. But hey, what's going on, my boy? Remember the first episode of Elbath? They kept attacking their food, and that's what I'm thinking too. And that's why when we did that reaction this morning, or this afternoon, that's why I'm thinking, yeah, I'm in line with you. I think it was the revolutionaries that attacked during Elbath. I think that's what happened. Garling is the only one that won't die. Emu gets a kick. Emu gets kicked out since he isn't hella old like Saturn. Oh, right, because he don't have like a full pact, right? Death from above. Yeah, because if I'm not mistaken, he has a different pact altogether. Damn, that's crazy. Because now I want to see Garling fight with that enhancement from the Gurusei. I want to see that fight, bro. I want to see that fight. Let's keep going, guys. Right now, I'm sorry, what we need right now is the military's might to keep the rest of the world under our thumb. And then there's the former Navy headquarters. Actually, I didn't even catch that before. The former Navy headquarters. Are they talking about Marineford? Is that what they're talking about? Huh. That's actually interesting, guys. Oh, you think they're talking about Sengoku, my boy? Maybe. Because when they said former Navy headquarters, I'm thinking that's I just said it. Marineford. That's what I'm thinking, guys. Yo, chat, let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. But I think they're talking about Marineford, and I wonder what this has to do with this conversation. Garling, where's all the food? This isn't very celestial dragony. I warned you about this, York. The Holy Land is under a food shortage. And one of the things that can break the siege is the Mother Flame. If you want to live like a celestial dragon, then hurry up and produce energy for us. But I'm hungry. That wasn't the part of the deal. Needless to say, your original form, Vegapunk, is one of the rebellious forces arrayed against us. Consider this array for you to take responsibility for yourself. He just hanged up the phone, bro. Okay. All right. So I'm wondering what they're gonna do with the Mother Flame. Like, are they gonna? Because I remember Vegapunk was able. Well, no, actually, now that I think about it, this is gonna be worse for the revolutionaries, because remember, York is a Vegapunk, and Vegapunk made automatic food for everybody. So I know York has that capability to do so. So they're going to be able to just make food on their own. But how long is that going to take? That's the difference. Or maybe just Kong. Maybe. I want to see Kong fight, bro. He's been referenced so much, and I've never seen this man fight, bro. He is still alive. He's not even dead. He's still alive. And I haven't seen this man fight not one time, bro. Nah, bro. I got to see this dude fight. York is bullshit. She can make that machine that makes food. See, this is what I'm saying. Exactly. Thank you, Def. That's what I'm saying. That is exactly what the freak I'm saying. Like, she could do that if she wanted to. Like, she could do that. It's crazy that she didn't make it already, because it's been a couple of weeks since Egghead. It's been a couple of weeks, so I don't even understand why she didn't make it. But whatever. All right, so we're back at the table. It's been one disaster after another. And it all started after the arrival of Nika. Now, when they say Nika, I'm assuming they mean Luffy. But I like how they don't never say his name. They never say Luffy's name per se. But they're calling him Nika. That's actually interesting. Is it coincidence or fate? Be that as it may, Great Emu, you should not leave Pangaea Castle. We can send the Navy, the admirals from headquarters to Elbaf. Mind you, homie was saying he would bring Akainu, Green Bull, Fujitora, anybody that, and Kizaru, anybody that they could spend, they're going to go after. So the fact that Emu's going there himself is a big freaking deal. Very big freaking deal. I'm convinced the whole reason they kept York is for Guna purposes. Oh, for sure. Because remember, Guna, she a big girl. She a big girl. Thick ass girl, too. Shit. Probably right, my boy. Probably right. Let's keep going, y'all. No, just the conduit. Wait, just count the number of situations we're dealing with right now. There's too much going on. Then we should head into the field again. This is no longer coincidence, War Curry. Arrogance, sloth, detachment, pride. Casteth these things away at once. All is preordained. Ooh, so that's what it said. So this was always supposed to happen. This was an inevitability. And this is probably going back to the mural because, I mean, if you're looking back at the mural, I think we're going to reference the mural at some point. I think we will. By the end of Elbaf, I think we're going to reference that at some point too. And then I like this too because we had gotten flashbacks of very important things. Rocks, Roger, Neptune being Shirahoshi being born, Shanks, Loki's dad, Harold, Loki himself, Whitebeard, Luffy, Blackbeard, Cobra. You know what I'm saying? Like all of these things are coming together now, which is this is what's supposed to happen. And maybe that's what the third world is. When you see in the mural, that's what this is talking about. It's talking about all of these things coming together, trying to overthrow Emu. That's what I'm thinking, guys. Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think. Y'all let me know, chat. I've been dropping the evil on Easter. This might be right on the head of it, but it seems like it's a Christianity reference for Endgame. You know what's crazy? I forgot this was Easter, bro. That is so crazy. You might be right, bro, because I really did forget it was Easter, bro. That is so crazy. That is so crazy. That is so crazy. That is so crazy. Yo, honestly, Oda dropping, it is strategic. It is definitely strategic. Because mind you, also the anime just came out today too for Elbaf. So it is a strategic move that Oda and Toei are doing. Chef's kiss, bro. Chef's kiss. All right, let's keep going, guys. It all began long before this. Great Emu. Oh, wait. You know what? Let me go back real quick. Still, you can wait. Oh, that's right. I remember this. Excuse me. I remember when Emu was cursing Nefertiti. I remember that. I mean Lily. I'm sorry. I remember that. And now it says here that you still continue to torment Mu. I desire Vivi. Now, why does he need Vivi? And now that I think about it, the only reason I would think he needs Vivi, now that we know that he's a man, Emu's a man, to procreate, to make a anti D line for Luffy, or anybody that has the name of D. I think, and I could be wrong, but I think Emu wants to make a reverse D line pause for because I think what happened was Lily got with Joy Boy. They made the D line, and now he wants to make the opposite of that. He wants to continue his family line. So that's why he needs VV for that specifically. That's what I'm thinking. Y'all let me know. Am I crazy or am I not? Let me know. Let me know, y'all. Apparently, the chapter is a famous Nordic law. Historian's birth year as well. Really? Interesting. I did not know that. I have to look that up, man. Thank you for that, my boy. His name was Snorri Snurlston. Is that a real name? That's crazy if that's a real name, my boy. Lily and Emu, Adam and Eve reference with the first fruits. This is what I'm saying. Right. That's what I'm right. I didn't even think of that. Yes, Steph. That's what I'm thinking. I didn't even think about that. That's a possibility. Yeah. Yeah. Because that's what I'm thinking. Maybe Joy Boy and Lily were Adam and Eve. They were Adam and Eve. And that made the whole D line. What we see here. So now we want to get so Moo wants to, or I'm sorry, Emu wants to continue the Moo line, or the what was the last name? Nerona. So he wants to continue the Nerona line, or maybe the N line by procreating with Vivi, because Vivi is a part of the legendary kingdom. In terms of like bloodline. That's what I'm thinking, bro. That's what I'm thinking. Let's keep going, guys. Great Emu. It all began long before this. The Holy Land I leave to thee. But Great Emu, in the lower world, you are. We do not have the right to stop the Great One. But still, and okay, so it's the same. Like everybody was worried. Everybody was worried about Emu going down to the lower level, but we didn't know why. So hopefully we find out in this a little bit more about that in this chapter. If Great Emu leaves this castle, no need to say it, we all know. It is by the Great One's design. So reading this, guys, is Emu going to die? By stepping into the mortal realm, is Emu going to die? Because that's what that's what this sounds like. It sounds like Emu fighting with Loki is going to be its last fight. That's what I'm guessing. And I could be wrong, but that's what I'm theorizing. I'm theorizing that going by what the Gurusei is acting like, specifically Mars, Top Man, Nusajiro. I forgot the blonde one. I forgot his name. Y'all let me know. Even the blonde one, the younger one. The way that they're making it sound is if Emu leaves the Pangaea Castle and if it descends or he descends into the mortal realm, then he's gonna die. That's the thing I'm guessing. That's what I'm guessing. Oh, Dev. That's actually I didn't even think about that. Maybe you got the same. Maybe Emu guy has the same disease as Roger, and the cure is in the flower room. But for some reason, those flowers should only be on the red line. Ooh, I did not think about that. Also, the perpetual use surgery keeps you alive for age, but not sickness. I call the blonde one Sanji's dad. Wait, isn't Judge Sanji's dad? Am I not mistaken? I think his name is Ethan. I forgot his name. I gotta go look. But anyway, but you bring up a great point, Def. You bring up a great point. What if they do have the same disease? And if so, maybe that's what Vegapunk was working on too, because I remember they were doing experiments, and that's how Bonnie got her powers, as Saturn explained it. So maybe they were doing experiments on trying to prolong Emu's life. That's what that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. Going by this. Let's keep going, guys. None of us can prevent it. Okay, so this is you know what? I should have read the whole thing. Okay. If Emu leaves this castle, no need to say it. We all know it is by the Great One's design. None of us can prevent it. This is what I'm saying, guys. So I think I think Emu's going to die when it goes to Elbaf. That's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like. And I love how you can see the rubble here too of Mary Joa, like outside of the castle. And then you see the red, I think that's the red line right there, if I'm not mistaken. Red Elbaf, New World. Western Village, Sunworld. Harjuin, Stanson. Look at this. One of the demons was trying to put himself together again. So, God damn it, not again. And he's still alive? Look, it's like a magnet. It's scary. Not as half as scary as you. So you got Gerd holding up my boy. Dang, I forget names today, guys. One of the guys' knights right here. You said your name was Gerd? I'll remember that. You better watch yourself, because I'll personally see to it that your experience is a miserable death. You wench. You should look at this too. So you got Stanson holding up the metal heart, and then you got Zoro looking at it too. A steel heart. Does that mean if we destroy this, you won't be able to go back to normal? And then you just see homie just getting very scared because you already know Zoro figured it out. So that's probably what's going to happen, bro. Well, I don't know, because Emu arrived. So there's better things to worry about than the God's Knights right here. By the Warrior School. Oh, actually, going back to this, I wonder what the mechanical heart was for. Is that part of the Domi Reversi or the contract where you have to give up your literal heart? Somers, thank you, my boy. Do you have to give up your literal heart to complete the contract and be immortal? Or does this thing here give you the immortality? That's what it seems like to me. Now that I'm looking at this, I think that heart gives you the immortality 100%. They're all scared because is Emu falls, the elders die, but Garling is not 100 years old. Right, because he just got that contract. But I don't know if he's going to be, well, I don't know. He has the same contract as the Gorosei, I'm assuming. So, I don't know. But then again, he hasn't had that longevity like the others have. And I'm wondering why he doesn't have the longevity. Did he decide that on his own, or I wonder what's the case with that? All right, but let's keep going, guys. All right, so we're at the Warrior School, and we're back with Usopp and Brook and Jinbei and Frankie. Usopp, Brook, hang in there. They've got broken bones. Maybe I should cybernize them. Crazy. Where's Chopper? And then you got Killing him right here. It is so crazy how he is tied up on three, like three of his damn body parts are lined up together. Like, this is so freaking crazy, bro. I'm going to personally remember your name, Sanji, for revenge. Now say mine. I forgot. And then you got Gunko trapped in this ice. Now, is she gonna help against Emu? I wonder. And I wonder if we're gonna get anything else with her and Brooke because they have a very deep relationship. And I'm wondering if we're gonna get a resolution to that as well, which I'm sure we will. All right, then we're back with Loki and Luffy and Ragnar, and I think that's Lilith. Why is the school frozen? It's not. I merely zapped all its heat energy. School food's frozen, solid. I can't even get a good taste. Food. You gotta give some to Usopp and Brooke. Not until you get back to normal. Hey Loki, that bad guy you froze. Is she dead? It's a flash freeze. It won't be fatal, but only this guy can melt the ice. Don't worry, they're not going anywhere. I also like that we got some additional powers to Ragnar. Like it can freeze things and put things on fire, and only Ragnar can control whether to freeze it or unfreeze it or things of that nature. I like that we even got that. I think that was pretty dope. I don't know. It seems like Blackbeard ate Whitebeard's heart and got its power. Big Mom ate her mom and got its powers too. I don't know. Maybe it's some attack on Titan type swapping. You know what's crazy, bro? I always thought about that. Because again, we don't know everything about the One Piece world, especially about devil fruits. We don't know how they work. We don't know where they originated. We might have an idea from Emu, but we don't really know anything about that. So I think you're right. I think maybe. Hmm. I think, and I've always had that assumption. I always assume that you have to eat the person whole to get their devil fruit. But now I'm thinking, like you said, what if you have to eat the heart of that person to gain their devil fruit? Because whenever a person dies, the devil fruit manifests somewhere else. And I don't even know how that shit works, which is crazy. I don't even know how that works. So yeah, I think if you eat somebody whole, you know what's crazy? No, I actually that's not true. That's not true. Because you can still, I think no, because they still left Whitebeard's heart. I mean Whitebeard's body there in Marineford. So he didn't swallow him whole. Pause. But maybe he did eat his heart. Maybe he did. That's gonna be that's gonna be very dark. That's gonna be crazy, bro. That's the case. He's just not hella old like the other. Oh, Garling. Yeah, that's true. That's true. BB didn't eat all the white bears. Pause. Mega pause. But yeah, that is true. 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 I don't know. That's very interesting, though, man. That is. Oh, white beard. Oh, okay. Hmm. That's very interesting, man. I gotta think more on that. I gotta think more on that. Let's keep going, guys. All right, then we got Nami here overlooking the review. And there's still fires here too. Which I think there's gonna be more fires now because Emu is here. Emu is here, guys. Yo, and this was so crazy too. You should see this black ass, this black thing. I don't even know what the hell this is. This is black vortex energy thing. And I think it's the same vortex energy that you saw in the anime of Egghead. I think. And it's massive too, because you can just see it from afar as well. And then it's hitting all these other spots too, which is pretty cool. That ain't just black smoke. Huh? Look at the sky. And then you just see the big pentagram right here, which goes to show you how strong Emu is. Like Emu needs a whole pentagram summoning in order to come into the mortal realm. Like, and this is why I was saying this with Buggy yesterday. I love the fact that Oda went out his way to really show that this is a god that's coming. This ain't no just person with an elemental ability and they're considered a quote unquote god. Nah, this is a real legit god, bro. This is a deity right here. Like, and I love how Oda is really showcasing this. This is what it looks like when an actual deity comes into the mortal realm. This is one of the best. I feel like this is one of the best showings in anime history and even manga of a deity showing up here. Like, that is so crazy to me, bro. A magic circle, and then you just see all of these dark flames here too, like Amaterasu. I didn't even notice these before. Nami says, "Everyone, come quick. What's all that rumbling about?" Don't worry, Nami, I'm with you. And then this was the crazy thing too. You see the boom boom, and you see it as like a rhythm. And then you see all these homies, kind of like how Big Mom would make them. They're all conjured up, and they're like these things are like houses. And they're like laughing and like these nightmare things. This is insane. This is basic, yo, and this is something of something like Big Mom would do, which is crazy to me, bro. And this is and it's all they're all like singing, humming, like some real dark magic shit. Like, it's crazy. In One Piece classic fashion, a reveal that leaves you more questions than answers. Yeah, but you know what, man? That's the greatest thing about One Piece, man. It's the reveals. It's not even about the fights. It's the reveals. That's the crazy thing. It's really the reveals that really makes One Piece what it is. And that's the crazy thing, bro. I definitely think Emu in hybrid form. Ooh, interesting. I didn't think of that. Okay. Okay, I can see that. I can see that. Because again, we don't know anything about this form. We have no idea about this, man. When the devil pulled up, Black Clover was sick too. Oh yeah. Oh, yo, Dev, you a Black Clover fan, my boy? I didn't know that. Oh shit. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah. When Lucifero came, bro. Nah. But even that though, I'm sorry to talk about Black Clover, guys. I'm sorry. But even with that death, though, even with that, it was more like an overwhelming power. And yeah, you could tell that this was a deity too, like a god, whatever. But this was just so massive to me. Like when Emu comes, I don't even remember this happening in the Black Clover. I gotta rewatch it. But well, the anime is coming out very soon, so I'm gonna definitely do reactions for that. But anyway, when Emu comes, it changes the landscape. Just like how Luffy does when he goes Gear 5. And that's like a big difference too. That's like a big like it's changing the landscape when it comes. And you got all these things like singing and dancing and all of this. So this is why I was saying, like, when I did my reaction yesterday, I think this is like an antithesis to Gear 5. I think because even when you see this big black energy come, and this is Conqueror's hockey, mind you. All of this is Conqueror's right here. All these lines right here. This is Conqueror's hockey, bro. And you just see this castle just get enormous. And this castle has been through so goddamn much. I just thought about it. This castle has been through so much, bro. I'm surprised this castle hasn't exploded yet, which I think it will. I think Harold's castle is going to explode. I think Harold's castle is going to get destroyed at some point. At some point in Elbaf, I think it's going to get destroyed. But you even see the Black Lightning right here. You see the house expanding. I mean, the castle expanding. which to me shows me that this is for real. Like this may be, how do I say it? This might be the antithesis to Gear 5 or Joy Boy's power. Like Joy Boy and Emu are like kind of like brother and they're both brothers. Because remember, we don't know where Joy Boy comes from. So I'm thinking maybe these two are brothers. Kind of like Dante and Virgil. That's what I'm thinking. Or like for Inuyasha fans, Inuyasha and Sesshomaru. Like something akin to that kind of relationship. I think that's what I'm getting. Because I'm telling you, even when you look at the way that these things are like, singing this song or humming this song, it's the same as when Luffy comes and he comes in Gear 5 and you hear the drums of liberation. I don't even know what you would call this. Like the drums of despair, the drums of prison. Like I don't know what you would even call it. Y'all let me know in the comments, bro. All right, Chad, let's keep going. And then you got all right, so you got Colin getting knocked out, which is pretty usual. But I'm gonna tell you this though. And I just saw this just now, and I just remembered this. This is how I know Emu is not stronger than Joy Boy. Nobody's knocked out except for this kid. Except for the kids, nobody else is knocked out. Not even Chopper. Chopper's not knocked out. Zoro's not knocked out. Loki's not locked out. Nobody that's below the Straw Hats level is knocked out by this. That's how I know Emu is not stronger than Joy Boy. And this just impresses me of Joy Boy's power even more. Because Joy Boy had everybody knocked out, bro. Had the Gorosei respawning back to Mary Jo. That's not even happening here. Nobody's knocked out. They're overwhelmed, sure, but nobody's knocked out, which is crazy. Personally, I think they were all in the same crew. Elders and Emu convinced them to be traitors with his devil fruit. That could be possible too. Bro. But I don't know, man. But you could be right too. Maybe both are right. I don't know. But I would love to find out later on though. Drums of oppression. Ooh. Yo, Def, you cooking, bro. You cooking, my guy. You cooking. That's what I'm talking about. Cooking like the 4th of July. Yeah, but the whole island is full of giants, the strongest people in the world. Where's this? You know what? That's right. That is true. All right. I take that back. But still, Joy Boy is definitely stronger than Emu, though, for sure. And you got some of the strongest people around here right now. So true. That's the color of the Supreme King. What was that from the castle? That's the same hockey from before. You guys got Luffy. The way how Luffy be looking in his dried up form is crazy, bro. Inside Archer's castle, throne room. And then I'm looking at this, right? You can see that Emu's in pain from coming into the mortal realm. Like it hurts coming into the mortal realm. And then it coughs up Kool-Aid, which I don't know if this is going to be something in the future. I don't know, y'all. I'm really thinking that, this might be Emu's last. I think the reason why we're getting this reveal now is because Emu's going to die at the end of Elbaf. I'm calling it now. And I could be completely wrong, but I think Emu's going to die in this arc. And honestly, I think also, now that I think about this, I think this is a way of Oda nerfing Emu's power as well. I think it's that as well. Because if it's coughing up its Kool-Aid, then that means that it's on borrowed time. And we don't know how long that fight between Emu and Loki is going to take. We just don't know. We just don't know. And then you see it's in pain, bro. Even going into, well, it could be hybrid form, like Dev says, we're not sure, but even morphing is giving him pain. And then the castle explodes, part of it. Who's that? And then we get the reveal, guys. Great one. You mean in person? Someone's up there on top of the castle. You know, now that I'm looking at this, I think Emu's bigger than a regular person. I'm gonna go out and say Emu is bigger than an actual person, but I don't. But it might be Kaido's. Maybe it's Kaido sized. I'm not sure. It's hard to tell. And then you get the reveal, guys. You get the freaking reveal right here. Yep. You get the reveal. Emu out here looking like a whole god out here. It's crazy, bro. Crazy. Creator of the world government. One of the first 20 power. The devil's fruit. King of the world, Saint Nerona Emu. Ooh, Saint Nerona Emu. Okay. And then, to be continued. Okay. So here's the thing. Now, I think it says something different when I first. Actually, let's go back to that real quick. Let's go back to that real quick. Now that I think about it. Hold on, guys. Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. Because I want to go back to see what it said. Give me 1 second, guys. No, this is not the chapter. Sorry about that. Give me 1 second, y'all. Oh, here we go. Okay. So I'm bringing up the chapter. I'm bringing up the unofficial that I was reading yesterday, right? And let me go back. Okay. All right. So the original, it says the world government creator, one of the first 20 ability, devil's fruit. This says creator of the world government, one of the first 20 power, the devil's fruit. Okay, so it's a whole different thing. It is a whole different thing. Now, what is the first 20 power? Now, you can interpret this 2 different ways. You can first say that what we originally said yesterday, me and Buggy, that this is the first devil fruit ever, one of the first 20 devil fruits. You could say that. Or you could sit there and say there were other powers in the world outside of devil fruits, and devil fruits were a part of it. So maybe Emu is devil fruits in general, and maybe this is where devil fruits come from, like my partner Buggy has said. So that's 2 ways to look at it from my point of view, now that I'm looking at both of these things. Akuma no Mi. What's that, my boy? If we're going off the Christian tales, a woman had to eat the first devil fruit, forbidden fruit. And maybe that was Lily. Maybe Lily was the first one that ate the fruit, the devil fruit from Emu, maybe. And maybe, I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know. This is just so interesting. See, this is why I had to do this tonight too, because there's so many things going on, guys. Sorry, let me. I gotta drink this water real quick. It's my, yeah. Oh shoot. Sorry about that, y'all. Akuma. Oh, okay, Akuma. Oh, yeah, of course, duh. Okay, so Akuma is demon, right? And if that's the case, if that's what it is, maybe it is how. Maybe it's how. Maybe, and I'm glad you brought up. Actually, let me go back real quick. And maybe you're right, Death from Above. Maybe you're right about bringing up what's it called? Black Clover. And the only reason I'm saying this is because with Black Clover, okay. And the only reason I'm saying that is because with Black Clover, we got Lucifero, and we found out about Lucifero. So maybe Lucifero is what Emu is. Maybe Emu is a Lucifero type character. That's what I'm thinking. Because even the way it looks, the eyes, the skulls, maybe this is the actual devil of the world. That's what I'm thinking. And maybe it can't go to the mortal realm physically without a host because it's a rule that he wrote. Personally, he can't do that. And if that's the case, is there something higher than him that's preventing him from doing this? That's another question that I have. I'm gonna tell you right now, though. Aside from Loki, because Loki's such a wild card in terms of power, and because of him being a ancient giant, outside of Loki, I don't see nobody fighting this dude. I mean, in giving him trouble. I really don't. And like I said, I maybe Oda is nerfing him early just to get us prepared for if something does happen the way he does get hurt or killed, we got something to fall back on. Hey, remember this when he started coughing and all that? I think that's why he's doing that because he's going to try to nerf. He's nerfing Emu. That might be the case too. The mother flame will make Emu 100 times his power watch. True, but that's only if he survives. Because something tells me he's not gonna survive this encounter. Something tells me he's not. Something tells me he's not. I don't know. I don't think he's gonna survive it. Sorry. I don't think he's gonna survive this. Just by the way the Gurusei looks so worried. And the warnings of him or him leaving Benjia Castle due to like health reasons. I think, yeah. I don't think he's gonna make it out. I don't think he's gonna make it out, man. All Oda got to do is make a fruit that seals people to nerf whoever it wants. Oh my gosh, is such a fruit exist? I don't know, because you got other devil fruits that are out here that are powerful too. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Really, they're gonna show us Emu for hell years, and he's gonna die. The first time we see him, I don't even make sense. But and that's kind of the issue that I have with this. If I'm right, because it's like you're gonna give this the reveal now when he's about to die, and that's why like I don't. That's why I have a problem with Dragon too, because we haven't seen Dragon do anything since Logtown. And now, if we're actually going to see him fight, y'all are going to like nerf him. Oh, that's going to be his last fight because he's that powerful. And then some way, somehow, some way, you're going to have to nerf him. And I hate that shit too. I hate that too, bro. But yeah, man. I mean, I hope that's not the case, but we'll see. The Murrow shows Emu with the mother flame. I have to go back to that. Let me check real quick, guys. Let me check that real quick. Murrow. Let me see. Oh, right, because it was holding the right. Okay. So the mother flame is going to play a bigger part, which I assumed it would play a bigger part just because we got introduced to it in Egghead. So, yeah. But now I'm reading this too now. Sorry. But now I'm reading this too. The third world, within the chaos, there was an emptiness. The inconvenient remnants recall the promised day and hear the voice of the half moon. The sun god dances and laughs, guiding the world toward its end. The sun returns and brings a new morning, and surely they will meet. So, if we're going to go by the third world, which is what we're dealing with right now, but now that I'm looking at this guy, hold on. Let me bring this up real quick. I'm sorry, guys. Because now I'm thinking about this. Now I'm thinking about this. So everybody, especially me and Buggy, assumed that the third world consisted of Emu here with the mother flame, right? And then you see Loki, Emmett. What if we had it backwards? What if this is not the third world here? What if this is when Joy Boy first fought and got defeated by Emu? What if that's what this is? Because remember, they all had a war, and Joy Boy had many allies on his side. And Emmett specifically, and who was it? Zoe. Yeah, it was Zoe, and it was oh my gosh, Emmett, who said sorry to Joy Boy, and we still don't know why. So I'm thinking maybe this is what, and this is crazy because this is what Emu looks like now, which is crazy. So I'm thinking maybe this is the first world here. And right here is the second, is the world, is the present day. Or maybe this right here with the because the tree has to be Elbath. And then you see Emu right here. That's what I'm thinking, man. Am I crazy? Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know. Buggy, if you here, man, let me know, man. Cause I'm thinking I'm wrong. I think we were wrong, bro. I think the drawing under the third world, I think that's Joy Boy specifically. And Emmett and everybody else attacking Emu that Pacific War. And I think in the middle, is the present day. And now I'm thinking the one with the dragon thing here and on the right hand side, I'm thinking that's the actual future. Because you see these buildings here. They look like modern buildings. And we don't have any modern buildings in One Piece. We don't. I mean, yeah, we have houses, yes. We even got marine for, other places like fortresses, yes, but we don't have modern buildings. These look like modern buildings to me. What do you guys think? Lily probably had the angel fruit and made it to where all devil fruits disperse randomly so people have a chance. Yeah, because remember, she made the poneglyphs too. So oh shit, that's actually a good catch, man. Maybe. Oh shit. We go to heaven realm and there's just a bunch of gods, but they can't do anything but watch, kind of like how life is nowadays. Exactly. And even if you want to go even like the supernatural route, which they usually just get a host, which might be the case. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. That's kind of crazy though. Makes sense. Why would Luffy have a sword shield? See, that's what I was saying. And I was thinking at first maybe the sword and the shield represented Luffy, as Joy Boy, because I guess he's Joy Boy. You know what I mean? But now that we got that reveal, now I'm thinking that this is not what I think it is. That I'm looking at with this mirror. I think this mirror is showing the reverse. I think the third world is the one in the middle. The first world is the one with Emu and everybody else fighting. And I think the second world might be the future. Or I mean, not well. Let's just take let's take the third, the second, and the first world out. Let's take that out. Just going by the drawings, I think the middle is the present. The right is the future, and the left is the past. I think that's what this is conveying. And I'm saying that also because if you look at it, Frankie's in the middle, which is the present day. Maybe that's why Oda put Frankie in the middle of that damn mural. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. But yeah, man, this was a lot to talk about, bro. You know what, guys? I'm gonna go for like 2 more minutes and I'm gonna get out of here because I'm hungry. I'm starving. And I literally been talking all day. So yeah. But I actually like doing this, guys, with you. Hopefully more people come the next time, but I would definitely love to do this. And I think I might do this from now on, where I do a reaction to the chapter on Saturday, and then do a review / another or reaction to the official on Sunday. That's what I'm thinking. How do you guys like that? Y'all let me know in the comments and give me 2+ likes, bro. Y'all let me know. Y'all gotta let me know. All right. But you know what, guys? We're actually gonna edit here. Thank you, Death from Above, for coming. Thank you, Buggy, for coming too. I really appreciate it. Let me know what you guys thought about the stream. Let me know if you guys want me to from now on start to do the reactions on Saturday and then do the official manga on Sundays. That's what I'm thinking. Let me know if y'all want me to do that. You can integrate the One Piece anime into Sundays if it's too late. Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. And like I said, I already got the first. I already got 11:56 up too. So y'all enjoy that. Go look at that. So yeah, that's the thing. And I have to see what time the anime comes out because I thought it was gonna come out in the morning, and it actually came out in the afternoon. So I have to figure that out. Yeah, I have to figure that out. I have to figure that out. But yeah, guys, listen, I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you guys so much for coming through. Thank you for the support. Thank you for everything, guys. Keep supporting us, please. We're trying to get to 1,000 subs by the end of the year. Please help us out. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Every little bit helps. And with that, guys, I'll see y'all, God willing, next week. Deuces, be safe, have a good one.